This is Grayman Media content.
This portion of Down to Earth is sponsored by Transistor FM. Transistor provides podcast hosting and analytics for thousands of organizations, brands, and creatives around the world. They even offer detailed analytics at all levels and can even provide a simple website for your podcast. If you've been thinking about starting a podcast, click the link in the description or go to graymanmediaco.com to get started today. What a fucking workout we had earlier today, huh?
3 hours long.
Yeah. 1,800 calories or something like that.
Yeah, which meant that I could eat like 3 burgers afterwards.
Did you eat anything?
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I had 3 burgers, man. I made some Brussels sprouts, bro. 2 potatoes, bro. I probably had a stack of macaroni, bro. No, I'm lying about that. But I wanted to make some macaroni. Yeah.
Okay. I thought that counts.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Down to Earth. It's been a while. It's been a very long time. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. If you're listening on audio, make sure you give us a rating. Today, my guest, my brother, Chandler Gray, a.k.a. Ace Young.
Ace Young.
Actually, I ain't got no more nicknames. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's a rapper. But more importantly, this man has been through some ups and downs in life, and so we're gonna get into it. It's pretty inspiring, honestly, man. Like, obviously, me also being an addict can commend you for your sobriety, your track towards sobriety, but your vices and your path is significantly more difficult than the path that I was on, or at least a lot of people would assume so. So why don't you? So first off, tell them what was it exactly? What was the big thing for you
that got me sober?
No, that was that you were using.
Okay, so no, I started off shooting dope, shooting heroin, meth, anything that I could really get my hands on, dude, because it was just like I guess like my lifestyle, the one I wanted to perceive as was to be the fun person, the party scene guy, you know, whether or not that meant people were coming over, I was going to, their house, wherever the party was popping, that's where I was.
Yeah.
So, it was just, it's surreal, bro. It was 14 years of straight drug use.
So 14 years. So when did you start using pretty heavily?
I started using pretty heavily about 16. Started when I was 13. Just tried it. Didn't really do much. Smoked a lot of weed.
Yeah.
Weed got me struck, dude, because I was smoked this shit, and it was good for a little bit of time, man. But then when I started hanging around those people, it was more so like, okay, like, I'm going to have to do something a little bit more extreme because they're going on an extreme level. And I have a tendency in my head to try to beat everybody.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So yeah, dude, it was about that for me, man. I started noticing I was going downhill when the people around me didn't want to be around me.
Yeah.
Even my best friends I was partying with that were getting as loaded as me, they didn't want to be around me because, like, I was doing it to the extreme. They're like, yo, Ace is doing it to the extreme, or you're doing too much. And I'm like, dude, I'm just doing what I thought we were all doing. Yeah. It wasn't like it wasn't about winning or losing. It was about the fact, though, that I wanted to do more than everybody so that someone could say, yo, you were doing it more than us. And I can be like, yeah, that was me. I had some kind of stigma against that, like something I wanted to do in my own head. But, like, dude, I'm burnt, dude. Like, 14 years of this shit, dude, like, put me in a place today where I can't even remember certain shit, dude. I can't remember my childhood. I can't remember anything like that, dude. And so, like, I went out to Tampa, Florida, for my first recovery center. First it was Landmark in Louisville, Kentucky. And I went there and I was like, okay, I'm going to do 30 days, get sober for 30 days. That 30 days is going to be something, that's going to change everything. But I didn't factor in that I had to put my own kind of work in it, whether or not that was some kind of sort of program or whether or not that was, me putting my work in to be a better person. But I couldn't, the person that I wanted to be, I couldn't be. And the only reason why is because it was my own self holding me back.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I did the 30 days, got out, back on a run. It was just.
So you did 30 days, you did that in Florida?
No, so I did Landmark 30 days here, and then I went to Florida after I relapsed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first time you had been to a center to help try to get yourself back on track, that was here. And how old were you?
I was 16.
You were 16 years old.
16 years old.
Okay. And then was it right after you I assumed you failed that one, and then that's what had you move to Florida?
Yeah, so then I called American Addiction Centers. For y'all that don't know, like, American Addiction Centers actually help a lot of people. Some will say it's just not effective, but if you put the work in, like anything is. But I went out there, they flew me out. They flew me out on a plane, went out there in Tampa, Florida, River Oaks, in the middle of nowhere, dude. It's in the country.
Yeah.
Like, it's, and I was like, dude, I don't know nobody out here, but everybody was getting loaded in there. And so we were like, all right, bet, like, we're going to go to the gas station across the street and get some beer. So I got like 2 4 Locos and pounded them. And I was so drunk, dude, that I'm walking through the fucking hallway, and the dude's like, yo, dude, you're drunk. I'm like, no, I ain't. He's like, go to sleep. And then they escorted me out the next day, dude. And I pretty much, from that point on, I went out to California, spent most of my time, whether or not in Inglewood or South Central, places like that, because that's what insurance would afford. They didn't afford the best. So, like, I had to go. I went everywhere, though. Like, I just skipped places because, like, my idea was, like, I wanted to be on a vacation. It was a prolonged vacation.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm going to all these places. I'm seeing all these different faces, all these different people. And, like, the way it was I was enjoying it. And I wasn't getting the whole factor, the whole point of the fact that I'm running my life into the ground, and eventually insurance isn't going to be there. Excuse me. Insurance isn't going to be there. So when it is, when's it going to be crunch time? Because, like, and I'll get into, like, my actual, like, the places I was and, like, what happened, but, like, it was like, when is it going to be crunch time? I have 6 months till my insurance is out. And that was September 17th, 2022. And I'm still sober today. And,
So when you were going to the first location was here,
right, Landmark.
So at Landmark, what was the thought process? Because you weren't on vacation yet.
No.
So what was the thought process?
My thought process was, everybody around me was like, man, like, you look bad. My veins were blue. For y'all that don't know, I shoot up dope. I that's what I do. That's not everybody. That's what I do. But my veins were all blue, dude. I had been shooting in my neck. I had been shooting in my arms, anywhere I could hit a vein. Because, like, there was nowhere else to hit. And I feel like that's the real reason I went to Landmark, was because I couldn't hit anymore. So I didn't snort my shit. I didn't smoke it. A little graphic, but I didn't. That's how I did it. Shoot it. So, like, when I couldn't hit a vein anymore or anything.
So you went there because you couldn't hit a vein anymore. What was the goal then? Was it just so they'd help you get to?
I think it was more so like I just needed I wasn't really staying with anybody.
Yeah.
I think it was a matter of I needed a place to stay, somewhere safe to rest my head, because, like, the places I was going wasn't safe. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like I went there ultimately. Yeah, the idea was to get sober, right? The idea was always to get sober this whole time, but it wasn't like it didn't work out because I didn't have my mindset fully made up to where like it was like I still had reservations back in the back of my head. Like when I get out of here, I can smoke again, or when I get out of here, I can drink again, because it's not going to be a bad thing. You know, I'm just going to do this, and then after I do it, like I'll be straight. No, that's not what happened. You know, I drank. And this is just my experience, bro. This is who I am. Like I drink and, you know, I smoke, and then I end up leading to other things, man. And it's sometimes people could say, oh, it's about a program or whatever. It's not really for me. You know, it's about the fact that if I do something, then I know I'm going to lead to something else. But my mind wasn't made up. I didn't want to get sober there. You know, I went in there, I immediately fucked with women, you know, did the opposite of what they were trying to teach, was, you know, to make sure you were good, you know, doing the classes and everything like that, that you were staying away from women in your first year, doing stuff like that. I wasn't doing that.
So when you, and then the second place you go to Florida. Uh-huh. And is that when vacation mode starts, just immediately as soon as you get into Florida, or
that probably that was more so when I was like, okay, I'm across country now, you know, I'm going across country because I'm going to Florida. And then after that, I had already had a plan to go to LA. So it was more so like, okay, I'm going to go from here.
It's a jump
to LA. Right. It's a whole jump because I was uncomfortable with me.
Yeah. I
wasn't comfortable with me. So I thought I could run away from me, but I take me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
So I thought I could run away from myself. So whether or not that meant going to this place, that place, this place, to try to meet new people that I felt like would fill a void or something, you know, make them be more enjoyable, like me a little better. That's what I was trying to do. Like I said, I was trying to run up everybody, you know, make sure I was the best. And that's not the way it should be. It should have been like, okay, I'm going from Florida, I'm going to, you know, California, I'm going to really do this. So I went to California 8 years ago.
Yeah.
You know.
So what happens when you land in California? I assume you're on your way to a center.
Mm-hmm. I think I went to pretty sure I went to Real Life Recovery. And I went there and, True Life Recovery. True Life Recovery. That was in Orange County. I went there and I fell in love with the staff, dude. They were really trying to help me. They really saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, which was they were like, you're trying to perceive to be this person you're not. They said, you're trying so hard to be someone you're not. Why not just be you?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I don't know who that person is. You want to help me find them? Because if you can help me find them, then maybe I can stop. They said change begins within yourself.
So that's something that I think a lot of people don't recognize when you're an addict. Like one of the biggest scares when I decided I was going to quit was like, I don't even know who I am without alcohol. Like I don't even know who I am without, like that's such a huge part of my identity. And it's like, it's scary because it's like, what the fuck am I going to be when I quit? Am I even going to like me? Like, I don't think I am. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a reason I'm getting loaded, right? And it's probably because I suck. So, so you're sitting there and you're like, you know what? Like, that's just one more reason as to why, like, don't quit. Mm-hmm. So I get that. And I think a lot of people, especially when they're deep in it, they don't like put that piece together.
Right. It was, I feel like a lot of people, you know, I've heard it to be said, I'm not really religious, but I've heard it to be said that like, you know, when you get sober, it happens on God's time and God's will, not yours. Whether or not that's like, you know, the universe, whatever you choose to believe in. But like it was, I feel like it was time for me. So like I got out to California, man, and I left True Life for Recovery, dude. And as soon as I left, I decided to be homeless.
You decided to
I decided to be because
what was the thought process?
Because I I decided to be homeless because I was like, man, I can sell as many drugs as I want. I can do whatever I want. It's not going to be hot. I'm not going to be in a car. I'm not going to be in my own place. I'm not going to be in a rehab center where they can know what I'm doing.
Right.
It was more so like, okay, I'm going to buy an ounce of this or an ounce of that, and I'm going to flip it and go down to Skid Row and just live there, you know? And so it like I said, my addiction, not for everybody, my addiction took me places I didn't want to go, even though I had made up my mind that I wanted to go. My disease was talking, not me. Yeah. So when I'm thinking, okay, it's safe to go down to Skid Row, you know, and do this, I'm like, man, I didn't even know how it really was down there. And, you know, this is right when I basically arrived there, like 20 days later after I get out of True Life Recovery. And I spent my whole almost a year on Skid Row, just in a tent. I was selling, you know, Xanax bars. You know, I'm not going to go into, you know, detail, but I was making decent amount of money. And I thought I had it made. I had a couch in my tent, dude. I had a bed. I thought I had it made, dude. I was like, dude, I'm making money. You know, a good amount of money every day. I've got enough food. I'm good. I don't even eat. I'm high. You know, I don't even eat. So it was more so like, you know, getting out of there was a mission at that point because.
So how long were you there? How long were you living on Skid Row?
A year.
A year?
A year.
That must have been insane.
It was bad.
What
wasn't good.
Okay, if you don't want to talk about it, that's cool. But like, what was it like? Like because when people talk about like bad places to be, Skid Row is always like number one. You know what I mean? You lived there for a fucking year.
A year, dude. And you know, I lived luckily like where my tent was set up was some people that I had ran into from other recovery centers that was living down there already. So like I was okay, you know, but there was. I'm not lying when I say like there's people that you think are dead that's just laying on the ground, dude, that's passed out because they did too much dope. Like there's people, you're just walking over people, you know, and there's like 40,000 people out there. There's like 19 different gangs on Skid Row, not just Blood and Crips or anything like that. There's like 19 different gangs. So, and they go by number gangs. So if you go down the wrong neighborhood or the wrong street, if you don't follow along with that number, you're fucked.
So wait, so I assume there's like no police presence then?
Not really, no. They don't care.
They
don't care.
They don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
God damn.
I don't care what happens down there. Same thing with Compton or South Central. Like, you know, sure, if someone gets smoked out in daytime, daylight, yeah, someone's gonna care. Yeah. Someone sees it. Once it hits dark. Once it hits, I'm just letting everybody know this. Once it hits dark at 7 p.m., if you're in South Central Compton or you're in Skid Row, you better get the hell inside, dude.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Even in just a tent.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I'd get in the fucking tent. Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. There's there's
wild.
Is everybody up on top of each other? Like tents next to tents next to tents?
Yeah.
That's insane.
And almost
it must smell
tent,
like shit.
It does. And almost each tent, though, sells a different type of drug.
What?
Yeah. So like you'll walk over to your buddy, let's just say Billy, over here to the right has meth, right? And over here to the left, Michelle's got fucking heroin. And then you go down there, Andy's got fucking Molly. And then you go along the way, dude, then you're getting different type of heroin. Then you're getting the fentanyl, you're getting the brown dust, China white. You're getting all that shit, bro.
Who's normal people aren't going down to Skid Row to buy drugs. So is it just other people in Skid Row to buy drugs?
I guess no. I've seen some normal people just go down to Skid Row just to buy some dope, dude.
Fucking for real?
Because they're like, oh, I don't have a dealer out here. I just moved out here, so where do I go? They're like Skid Row.
Oh, and you're like, so you see somebody like who you can tell isn't like staying on Skid Row, coming to get drugs, and you're like, I'll see you in a month. Like you gonna be living here.
Yeah.
Especially certain kinds of, like, I assume heroin and meth specifically.
No one believes me when I say this, that you walk down anywhere in LA, you can find a bag of dope just laying on the ground. You can find a bag of dope just laying on the ground, dude.
That's so bad.
You can find weed roaches everywhere on the ground, dude. I used to go down, bro, when I was broke. I used to go down and go on the pier, bro, and collect about 40 little roaches, dude. And it would amount to like 5-6 grams, and I'd sell it.
Were you ever in any kind of danger? I mean, obviously a general amount of danger, but like you specifically.
I mean, what kind of danger are you talking about?
Whatever you think you can share.
I mean, I've been in instances like, okay, right before I got out here, I was walking down in South Central. I was just walking to a gas station, dude, trying to buy a pack of cigarettes. I think I bought Newport Green 100s, and it was like $14.50 for a pack.
Yeah,
$14.50. And so I'm walking out, and I'm going through the alley to get to my crib. And I'm like walking. And out of nowhere, dude stabs me in my hand, dude, and like my leg, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And he just stole like $20 out of my wallet. That's all I had.
For $20.
For $20, dude.
That's crazy.
$20.
That's insane.
And I didn't have a weapon on me. I didn't know what he had. You know, he could have had something way bigger than a knife. Had I known it was a knife, I probably would have done something, but I didn't know. He couldn't have had a pistol on him. I don't know. Like it wouldn't have been bad. So I just let him do whatever, I was just pissed.
So I would imagine. I'd be pretty fucking pissed.
$20, dude. I was gonna buy a soda and a pizza with that, bro. Fuck.
So you get out, that's what you did right after the first place in Cali? After the first center, you were like, I'm gonna live on Skid Row for a year.
Yeah, because at that point I'm like, dude, fuck this shit, dude. What they're teaching is bogus. Like I'm like, yo, I don't want to learn about this shit, dude. Them try to tell me how to run my life.
That's crazy.
So it was like, I'm gonna run mine into the fucking ground. That's obviously where the fucking went.
So you just so you weren't trying to get sober. You just straight up, you just lost a whole year on Skid Row.
No, exactly, dude. I'm telling everybody at this point, like I'm 9 months sober.
Yeah.
And that's factual. I'm telling people I'm 9 months sober and that I'm doing good.
Yeah, because it's what, tomorrow?
Huh?
At the time of recording today, it's tomorrow, isn't it? Or is it?
No, that's my 7th month. 7 months tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
7 months tomorrow. Yeah.
Congratulations.
30th. Thank you. The 30th.
So you get so how'd you get out of Skid Row?
So weirdly enough, dude, the person that Brett runs, shout out to Brett. He runs True Life Recovery, and he called me and he's like, yo, dude, you're fucked off. What are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean, dude? I'm sober. I got 9 months. He's like, you're bullshitting me, dude. You can bullshit you all you want. You can't bullshit me, dude. I know you.
Telling people that.
Yeah, and he actually did thoroughly know me. The stuff I would talk to him about, like he knew the type of person I was, and told me I was a lot like him. So he said, dude, you're full of shit. Like you're not sober. And he said, you got insurance. Where are you living? I said, I'm on Skid Row, dude. I've been here for almost a year. And he like went silent. And I thought he hung up the phone. He went silent, and then he said, dude, let's get you some help, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I don't want it. I said, y'all all think I need this something. You all think that I need help. What do I need help with, bro? I'm like, and I was in straight denial, dude. Straight denial. I'm like, what do I need help with? Because like, all I'm going through, and this is how I was rationalizing it, dude. All I'm going through is psychosis every day. I'm using, 7 to 10 grams of meth every day and heroin, shooting it. And I'm like, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with me, dude. There's nothing. He said, Chandler, you're skinny, like you're losing weight. Your face doesn't look the same. Like you're picking yourself. And I'm like, and I'll just sit there. I'm like, shit, man, you're right. And I was just mad, dude. I was huddled up. Like I was shaking. I was pissed, dude. I was shitting myself. I was vomiting, dude. I was sick as shit. And I didn't want the help because I knew I would be sick the next day.
Yeah.
That was the big thing, was like going back to rehab. I knew I'd be sick the next couple of days after that. Yeah. So I didn't want to do it. And they were like, oh, we can give you medicine, a taper to calm you down, for heroin use. Most of it is Suboxone, and then Ativan for like anything else to like, calm you down while you can medically detox so you don't die. And he called me. He's like, just come back. I tried True Life again, man. I tried it again, and I did good, dude. I came out. I felt like I had it. I kept saying, I got this. I thought I had it. Man, I was sober for 2.5 months, and I was living in a normal sober living, not working a program, anything, just paying rent. And I wasn't going to meetings. I wasn't doing anything that I was suggested to do. That being said, I fell. I fell on my face, and every time there was that good person in recovery that knew me that wanted to help pick me back up. It was like, let's dust you off, let's get you straight again. But it wasn't that easy because at that point I was like, man, I just had 2 months, so I lost hope. I had 2 months sober, and I'm like, I'm losing hope in myself. I don't know what else I'm gonna do.
Sorry, I'm kind of lost here.
Go ahead.
So you had 2 months sober, and then what happened? Did you just?
Someone brought in something. I can't even remember what it was. It was a while ago, but someone brought in something, and it was something you could snort, and I snorted it, and evidently I overdosed in their care.
Wow.
And so like I had like an overdose. And so, dude, okay, this gets into this. Okay. Then I left there. I overdosed and I left there and was on the streets for a night because I was like, I'm cool. I had just got paid once I was on disability. I was like, I just got paid. I'm going to go to a Red Roof Inn or a hotel, something cheap, which I think it was
because at this point you had lost your 2 months. So you were like, fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, I don't know what else to do. So I went to it ended up being a Motel 6 because, Red Roof Inn didn't accept people that night or something like that. I got into a Motel 6. I stayed the night there, and I was upset at myself, bro. This gets a little deep. I was upset with myself. And I was like, I was miserable, dude. I was crying, bro, but I was taught to be tough, so I didn't really want to cry, but I was crying and I was losing my mind, dude. And so I took 6 syringes and I pumped them with, I think it was close to 17 grams of ice in it, methamphetamine. And I shot each one of them up in like an hour, and I was pronounced dead at like 4:42 a.m. in the morning, and I woke up on the morgue table. Dude, I woke up on the fucking morgue table that was Laguna Beach Hospital, and I got mad because I'm naked on a thing with a thing over top of me, and I get up and I have IVs in my arm, so obviously I wasn't really dead, but I was out. I guess I was pronounced dead, but I was out conscious completely because I was still alive. I woke up like that, so I'm pulling out the IVs and everything else. And I just walked out of the hospital. I just straight up walked out of the hospital. I didn't let anybody talk to me. I was in one of those robes. They took my clothes. They took my phone. I left everything. I just left. And I think I went to a liquor store to buy a drink or something. And I remembered I didn't have
straight out the hospital.
Yeah, and I remembered I didn't have my wallet, so I stole it. And I got in trouble. I got arrested in LA.
In a robe.
In a robe.
In like a medical robe.
Yeah.
So you oh my fucking God. So you leave a hospital after being pronounced dead.
Uh-huh.
1 day out of getting out of rehab. Go up to a liquor store because you're like, you know what I need after you know what I need after I get pronounced dead? I need a bottle of whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
And you go into the liquor store, you're like, fuck yeah, that's right. I'm in a medical gown. Fuck it, I'll steal it.
Oh, I did.
And the cops got you.
Oh, yeah. They had already been looking for me because I left the hospital. And evidently, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I thought it wouldn't be no big deal. So I leave, and I try to buy a drink. That's all I wanted is a fucking drink. And then they arrest my ass. And for something disorderly conduct, dude, I'm not even drunk. And they assess me. I'm like, dude, y'all are smoked out. Go to LA County Jail. And I was in the drunk take for I think 5-6 hours. They let me out the next day. They OR'd me. Get out, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. I want to go to San Diego, because I'm in Laguna Beach at this point because the hospital, they flew me from I guess they got me from the hotel in Laguna Beach, and I was like, okay, I want to go to San Diego. Can they fly me out? They're like, no, we'll just get you an Uber. You'll just ride from LA to, San Diego.
Okay, hold on real quick. I should have asked.
What's good?
How the fuck did they find you at the hotel?
That's a good question. Okay, I think that I'm pretty sure I got loaded and with all that, and I was still good where I could still stand.
So you walked
I
out.
still think I was good.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I walked out and went down to the lobby to get some coffee to try to wake
that's
me
what
up or
happened.
something like that. And they were like, they said, "Sir, are you okay?" And I remember someone saying, "Am I okay?" I can't remember if it was a lobby person, but someone said, "Are you okay?" And I think I fell out. And I think at that point they just called somebody.
Yeah.
But that's how I ended up there. When I woke up, I was so fucking confused, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, "What the hell happened?" I didn't remember any of it.
Yeah.
It took almost. So I have a year off of heroin and meth, but as far a little over. But as far as like weed and everything else, like 7 months. But it took about a year for me to start remembering everything.
Yeah.
Everything started coming back, as fresh memories.
So all right. So you get in the Uber. You're headed to San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
So then what? You get to San Diego?
Get to San Diego. Yeah, I get to San Diego because I've been in so many rehabs, dude, that I don't even remember the name of this one. Dude, I'm serious, dude. I've been in like 149 rehabs.
No shit.
I swear to God. In detoxes, sober livings, and centers. Yeah. So I'm like, I get to wherever I was going. And again, leave, get loaded. Keep doing the same shit, and every single time I'd go find me a homeless dude and be like, "Yo, I was living on Skid Row. I know these people and this people," and they somehow would happen to know them, and then they just give me free shit. Serious, free meth, dude.
That's crazy.
But they want to give me heroin for free, so I was just doing methed out.
So which one was it? Which one was the worst one for
The
you?
worst one was probably meth.
Meth for all.
I think that when I was shooting the meth, it was like the only reason I really started doing heroin, because heroin makes me fucking hot and sweaty, dude. I don't like that shit. Dude, I don't like that shit, man. It just makes me hot and sweaty and makes me feel fucking gross, dude. So I'm like, man, okay, I'm gonna shoot meth. It makes me feel alive. It makes me feel, whatever. I'm awake for 24 hours. I can do coloring books and do whatever for hours without taking my eyes off the damn page. There could be having a fucking cat fight in front of my fucking face. I'm just letting the cats do whatever. I'm still in my coloring book, like, chill out. I don't even care. And so, I'm doing that. But every time I'd get too up, like do a little too much, I had to come down. So the logical person would be like, okay, just go to sleep, or chill out. I'm like, fuck that, give me a gram of heroin, I'm gonna shoot that shit. I'm gonna come down. It's gonna bring me down, because Zobia puts you down like a horse, like a fucking horse. So
I'm not laughing at
I'm
you,
serious.
bro. This shit's just fucking. This is fun, dog. This is so fun. All right, look here.
yeah.
Yo, okay, look here's what it is. All right, I had again, this is nothing compared to what you've been through, but like I had a pretty big coke problem, right? And I would get fucking destroyed on alcohol, but I knew if I had a little bit of coke, just one quick little line, and I'm back up. We'll do another bottle. So it just reminds me so much of that, bro.
See, bro. People do this shit, man. I'm telling you, and see, if I was I'm alcoholic by the fact I use drugs and everything else alcoholically. Because an alcoholic, drinks and can't stop, and keeps doing it.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. So it was like for me, it's the same thing, but I do it alcoholically, so I couldn't stop. Once people think like, okay, you chose this over this or this over that, it wasn't that easy. It wasn't cut and dry like that, because if I could have chose a different lifestyle than the one I was going down, if I could go back right now, though, I would tell you I wouldn't change a fucking thing.
Really?
I wouldn't change a fucking thing that I've gone through right now. Nothing, dude.
Really?
Because it's made me the person I am today. being a drug addict, right? We're some of the an alcoholic, or we're some of the smartest people on the planet. And
that's kind
no,
of a wild thing to say.
no, and I'll tell you why. Because we know we're street smart, and we know, like, if someone's falling out, we know immediately if someone's, and we'll save that person. It's not about the fact that you don't know them. It's about the fact that you know what they're going through. So let's save them. Let's help them.
So it's more that you've just seen it so much that you just know what to look for.
See, but it started bothering me when I got sober this time around. It started bothering me because I was in a rehab center, and there was people overdosing all the time.
Yeah.
And so it would bother me seeing it. It would almost give me like a flashback of me overdosing, because I've overdosed probably over 18 times.
Yeah.
I mean, really. I've gotten Narcan, I think four of those times. Narcan is a machine thing, handheld machine that brings you back to life after you like overdose.
It's just like a crazy ass stimulant.
Yeah, and it like wakes you up,
forces your heart to start beating again.
I've had that shit happen to me where I've gotten Narcan though, man, and it didn't wake me up. They're only supposed to legally Narcan you like twice. They did it like 4 times on me. I wouldn't wake up, so they put a shot of adrenaline in my heart.
Wow.
Brung me back, and they've brung me back like that twice. Shit does not feel good, dog. When you wake up, you're like, all
right. So let's get back on track here. All right. So you're in San Diego. You've been to a bunch of different places, and obviously you know enough people in Cali that's also homeless that you're just by affiliation you're able to get by. Yeah. So what's the move then? Where are we at now?
I think the move is more so like I get to a place where, I had kept going to rehabs, but kept doing the same thing, leaving and doing that. So many that I was taking stuff with me, not like drugs or anything, but all of my stuff and my nice stuff, and I would get out of rehab and I'd pawn it for dope or anything else. Because I was broke. That's what I spent my money on. So it would be I'd leave this rehab, and go sell this and this and this, or these shoes to get this or that to get this, be in a hotel every night, all the time, dude, either on Skid Row, homeless, or in a hotel. And if I was in a hotel, it was doing the same thing over and over again, dude. It was like almost a sickness you can't get rid of. It was like but it was almost like a flashback of the same thing occurring and happening. So what I did at that point, I went to that hotel that night. This is way fast forward, but it was because I've been to so many rehabs, I can't keep count. So I'm just saying,
it's basically the same thing was happening
same thing over and over until I got to a hotel on September 17th, 2022.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it was constant.
Yeah.
And so I get there, and like I said, I had been working programs and all this and going to meetings and doing what was suggested, that I learned so much in the rooms of the anonymous. I went so much in the rooms that I knew this stuff so well that I could bullshit anybody. That's what it was I could bullshit anybody to make them know I was sober, because I spit from the book.
Yeah.
I memorized everything that would stand out to somebody, because that was the way that my brain worked, was like, I'm going to still get loaded, but I'm going to spit this knowledge so people think I'm sober. Until I got to that hotel room, September 17th, 2022, and I was chilling in the hotel room. I had about 2 ounces of meth on me. I had it all on the table, all this glass on the table, and I'm just using small quantities, and I remember getting out of rehab, and then the next day being in that hotel. I was fucking miserable, dude. I was crying. I was upset. Had some kind of girl in my hotel room, dude, and I didn't even know her. I didn't even know who she was. that was like my story. Was like I had so many people coming into that hotel room, all these hotel rooms, just to buy my shit that I didn't even know. And this lady, you know, was asleep. I thought she was fucking dead on my bed, dude. I was freaking the fuck out. So I'm just still chopping up lines, and I'm not, at this time, I don't even have needles, dude. My veins were so struck after this long period of time of doing it that I can't even hit a vein anymore, dude. When I go to the hospital and they do an IV, they can't really get it. So it sucks. But I'm at that hotel. She's like sleeping, but I think she's dead. You know, I'm in full blown psychosis. Had been up for like 2 weeks. No sleep. And so like I'm up and I'm in the hotel room and all this mess all over the fucking table. I'm doing lines and lines and lines, and the voices start coming and everything starts going crazy. Keep having this voice that's telling me to just end it. Like, you're better off if you just end it. And you don't have to worry about anything ever again. You can restart your life. You know, trying to trick me. You know, you can restart your life. You'll wake up. You know, no, you're dead, fool. You're dead. You can't wake up. So I'm like, oh shit, okay. You know, so somehow I had a gun. I don't know what kind of shotgun it was, but it was a shotgun. And I don't know if I stole it from someone's car in the parking lot where I got it, but I put it up to my mouth and I pulled the trigger, dude. I woke up. This is what's crazy. I tasted the fragment of the metal, the heat of the bullet. And I tasted blood all in my mouth. I woke up an hour later, the bullet was in the wall. Somehow it had missed me. Thank God. And I got on my knees and I prayed to whatever is out there, that I said, I can't do this anymore. I said, I know I've said before 1,000 times, and a lot of addicts will do this. I promise, dude, I won't do this as long as I can. I'll get sober as long as, you know, I'll do this for you, you know, type shit. I didn't want that time. I was honest. And I said, look, I'm suffering. I'm going to die. I said, I don't want to die. You know, I don't know what to do. And I'm in the fetal position praying to God, or praying to somebody out there. Losing my mind. And I'm calling every rehab at this point. This is after like 149 times, dude. Calling every rehab, won't accept my insurance anymore. They're telling people that this person's a nightmare. He's a nightmare. We can't take him. You know, he's just going to get our clients high. He's going to get high. He's going to overdose in our house. He's going to die. What do we do? You know, so I'm calling all these people and they're not answering the phone. Brett, the savior. Serious, dude.
Wait, so the same guy from years ago when you first got into Cali?
From True Life, okay. Calls me just to check in on me. And I just start breaking down, crying to him, saying, dude, I can't do this anymore. He goes, I knew you weren't okay. He's like, what do you want to do? I said, bro, no insurance is going to take me. He said, let me try. He tried and called me back and said, bro, I can't get you anywhere. He goes, you're just going to have to be homeless, and it's going to have to be okay with your decision you've chosen to make. I'm like, fuck. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm going to be homeless for how long? And what am I going to do?
September of last year?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Thinking, what am I going to do, dude? Like, you know, we weren't talking very much. And I'm like, yo, what am I going to do? So Brett calls me back and goes, you need to call this guy from Santa Barbara Recovery. You know, he's like, this dude wants to save you, you know, but are you willing to fucking do it? Because you said before you want to get sober. Are you really going to do it? I just start breaking down saying, bro, I'll do fucking anything. Hand to God, dude, I'll do anything. And at that time, I really meant it. I meant it. Every word of that. I meant it. And I get a call from this dude named Adam, and he calls me and he's like, hey, we're going to take you, but you got to get in the Uber in 5 minutes. I said, I haven't even showered. You're willing to do anything, right? Said, all right, bet. I'll be in there. You know, I had all this dope on the table. I had this girl in the bed. don't know. I had so much shit in that room, the gun, everything else, that I just leave. I leave the room. I leave the key on the table, and I just fucking leave. So I didn't know that shit later on would catch up with me, all that shit in that room, and that girl would snitch me out. Wow. Didn't even know her. I get in the Uber, go to Santa Barbara Recovery. I get to, September 18th, get sober, remained sober, did a really solid program, was killing it. Get kicked out for my attitude, and they kicked me out for my attitude, dropped me off at the hospital with all my stuff. I'm like, dude, the last place I can ever go in my life, I fucked up because of my attitude. And I actually wanted to be sober. That's what made me mad the most, dude. Yeah. Was like, I want to be sober more than ever, and I get kicked out for my fucking attitude. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking mad. I don't have dope anymore. I'm like, what the fuck do you want from me, dude? And so I'm at the hospital. It's 11:55 p.m. at night. No detox. No sober living. Nothing's open at this time. Trying to reach people is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. So I get a call. Dude, this is what is saying, dude. I get a call from this dude named Derek Eckley. Calls me from Design for Recovery and goes, it's 12 at night. And I go, did I accidentally call you? He goes, no, I feel like you're in trouble. You need some help. I said, my insurance is trash. I ain't gonna pay for nothing. He goes, we're taking you. He said, so we're taking you. We're gonna get you.
When was this?
This probably was about 2 months after September 18th.
Okay.
So he called me and says, we're going to get you some help. I'm going to get you an Uber. You're going to stay at the Majeska house. And you're going to sleep on the couch. And then we're going to move you houses. Built the best relationships with people I had ever built in my life there. I've met so many famous people just from being there. He's friends with Derek Eckley and Vinny. Bam Margera's brother runs that house, and they're all friends with Bam and Steve-O and everything else. Have their Vinny's doing a podcast with Steve-O now called Something with the Bucket. It's pretty sick, and and so I'm meeting all these people and doing all these big things. And I moved into this house, and I stayed sober. I kept progressing, getting better and better, dude. Got I'm asking all these things out there to give me strength to keep moving forward. So they're putting difficult shit in my path all the time to try to bring me down, because while I'm getting sober, the devil's doing push-ups over here trying to take me down, getting stronger along with me. So at that point, I asked for someone to get in my life with compassion and love. So here comes Mari, And then so Mari comes in and we get together, everything's straight. We didn't work out. She was upset with me about something. I guess a chick I was texting, I don't know. We break up, all this stuff happens, dude. And I end up leaving Design to go move in with her in East LA, dude, because I have the best ideas. That's the best idea I ever heard of, dude. Leave a place where it's all men sober living, where I have everybody fucking having my back. I leave with a girl, bro, to move into a house just so what, I can get laid? Yeah, not the move. Just letting y'all know. No, not the move. And all this is happening, dude, and I become house manager of that house that we were living in East LA. It was right in between South Central and Compton. And I become house manager. I'm doing killer, dude. Then there's these two girls that come in, dude, take Mari's side on everything. Then it ended up getting me kicked out as a house manager. They hated my guts. Sucked. So then I moved to this house called Crest House, And again, I'm still sober. At this point, I'm probably about 4.5 months sober. Get to Crest House.
And that's pretty much the longest you had gone, right?
Yeah, I had time before, if you count smoking weed and drinking as sober. But like I said, that's why I haven't used dope in so long. Because I was doing everything else, thinking it was all right. But it wasn't. It's always my downfall. So I'm going to the Crest House and everything, and they're like, "Hey, we want to make you house manager." I said, "Not again." I said, "I'm not doing that again, dude.
Yeah.
I'll be a client." And so I'm just like working at this point, you know. I'm working at this sandwich shop, dude. I'm a sandwich shop, and you know, I'm doing good. I'm doing killer, and they kicked out some dude for having dope, and some dude tried to put it on me. I tested negative for everything. They still kicked me out. Wow. So I end up going to another house, dude, back to design. And I go to the Majeska house instead, dude, where I stayed on the couch before they moved me to the 83rd house. So I'm like at Majeska, and everything's going good, trying to find a job, but my record's holding me up. So, like, you know, the stuff that I've done, the possession charges, the theft charges, the everything that I thought I was getting away with was coming up to me. And this is at the point where they're like, okay, you're going to have to go to court. You know, you're almost 5 months sober. You can do this. You know, and I'm like, dude, I tried that before I got sober this time around, and they basically laughed at me because I missed like 17 court days. They said, just try it. So I did. I went back to court, had all my record dismissed, everything. I have expungement papers back at the house I'm going to fill out to get it all expunged. I got 6 months sober in Majeska, and I still couldn't get a job, and I was freaking out a little bit because I had been paying $2,000 at Santa Barbara Recovery for rent a month. And that was hard enough to make off $17 an hour. So I was basically had no money ever. So I was freaking out. They're like, you're going to have to pay $3,000. I'm like, yo, so you're burnt. I'm not paying that. I come out here, you know, I come out here and I'm like, you know, I'm going to give it a shot. At first it was just going to be a vacation. And then I guess being back home was kind of like, man, how much did I actually miss it? And I really did. I missed how it looks out here. I miss the people, because half the people in California, shout out though, a little burnt. So, you know, yeah, so I wanted to be back here. And now I was working 2 jobs when I first came out here. Got rid of one because it's a front. Now I'm working at Home Depot, dog, humbling the shit out of myself, dude. Home Depot, $18.50 an hour, dude. I'm killing it, and I officially start on Monday, dude. But yeah. So,
first off, fucking insane, fucking nuts. I'm super happy you're back. You know, obviously. You know, the listeners, the watchers, they don't know how crazy our relationship together has been. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to get into super detail, but there was a long time where me and you were not communicating in any way, shape, or form. I'd basically completely, you know, stopped talking to you. Mm-hmm. And I remember... I don't remember exactly when this was. I know it was a while back ago, but basically you, at some point or another, you would call me for like the millionth time. Not millionth, I'm exaggerating, but, and for whatever reason, I was like, fuck it. And I answered the phone. Mm-hmm. And I remember talking to you, and I maybe spent like 2 minutes on the phone with you. Because I basically told you until you have X amount of time sober, I don't want to talk to you. And I believe that time was one of the times that you had actually made it a good little brief.
It might have been about 4 months. I think I might have had about 4 months then, because I was in Redlands, California at that point when I called you.
Okay.
So I think because I was gonna go. That's the play when I was gonna go to the CNC school, right? Machine school.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was going to go to a CNC machine school, and I was doing good, dude. It was in Redlands, California. It was a nice-ass house, dude. I don't even know how insurance paid for that. It had a pool with, like, lion heads and shit, dude. I'm like, you know, I'm snoring pre-workout. You know, I'm just kidding. I'm working out a ton, dude, going to the gym. I'm feeling good about myself, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is the shit. And I call you up, and because I was talking to my roommate about you, and I was like, yeah, man, I feel like I really fucked up on this situation, man, and I don't know what to do. And then he's like, you're sober now, so why don't you give him a call? And so I tried, and you answered, and you did tell me, we had a good ass conversation, and then you told me, like, straight up, like, if you use again, don't call me. So I didn't call you. I realized I did not call you, bro.
You didn't. I
did not call you.
I remember because the next time I heard from you, you were like, "Listen, bro, I fucked up. I'm good now. I fixed it. I've got some time under my belt again, but I fucked up. I didn't call you." I remember I was like, "Thank you for being honest with me," because you could have lied to me. I would have never known, but I really appreciated that honesty, and that helped. That very much helped bridge that gap between us, because like I never actually knew. Like if you were actually sober, because you were all the way in California, how the fuck am I supposed to know?
For sure.
You know what I mean? I was just going off blind trust. But then when you said that, I was like, okay, he's serious.
Yeah, for sure. And it was like I said, it was up and downs from that point on. From I think it was New Origins. I was at that's New Origins and Redlands, dude. There's actually this documentary of this guy that I actually knew. I'm not gonna disclose his name, but he lived on Skid Row for a really long time, ended up at New Origins with me, and we had a lot to talk about. But he actually passed away. I think he passed away 3 or 4 months ago. He went back to Skid Row and did one more, and that was it. So that was always a fear of mine, was like once I got sober, like I said, everything kind of changed. It wasn't like this magical thing came down, shedded light on me. No, it wasn't like that. It was more so like, I know what I got to do now. And if I don't do it now, I'm never going to fucking do it. And so it was like, it was a matter of proving everybody that told me that I was never going to be sober, that I was going to be strung out the rest of my life until I died. Until it would kill me. So I kept proving them wrong, dude. It was a matter of, I can make this many meetings, dude. And then I'd look at my brothers in recovery. How many meetings did you make this week? And they'd be like, 4. I'm like, I did 6. Yeah. You know, it was more so like that.
Well, all you did was basically turn that attitude that you had towards doing more drugs than everybody else. You just took that energy and that discipline and you put it towards being sober.
Right.
And me and you have had a lot of like really close, intimate conversations about getting sober because it's something that we share together.
Yeah.
And it's we talk about it a lot, that idea of like, I know how many motherfuckers out there don't think I'm gonna do this.
Oh, for sure.
And I can't wait to piss them the fuck off when I make today the next day.
For sure. Make today your bitch,
Yeah. Waking up and like, just yeah.
There's a awesome quote by Albert Einstein that says, if you don't understand something simply, then you don't understand it well enough.
That's a good quote.
It's fucking boss, right?
Yeah, and you can apply that to a lot of things, but that helps a lot with sobriety.
It does. And the weird thing about it was, before I was sober, I liked that quote. I always liked it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I want to do something that's within helping people, because I can't get my license because I had something on it. I couldn't get my license. So I couldn't drive. I couldn't join a rehab. They wouldn't take me because sometimes you gotta drive clients to and from places. Sure. It wouldn't take me. So it was more so like, okay, if I can't get a job out in California and I can't do this right, I know Kentucky is gonna hire me. I'm from here, so I knew, like, okay, Louisville's gonna hire me, and they did, dude. It took a minute. It took a week and a half for backgrounds to come through, but I wasn't being honest on my background at all. My background, before, I was telling them, have you ever had a felony or a misdemeanor? I would click no. And so I feel like when the background came back, they're like, this fool's lying. you know. But I was trying to protect myself so I could get a job. But I didn't know. Okay. And then I thought about it. I'm like, yo, I told a white lie, you know, and I called my people, said I told a white lie. And they always tell me, you know, if you start lying, it becomes old behaviors. Your old behaviors start, you know, and it goes downhill. So I had to tell on myself, dude. I snitched on my own self, dude. And that's how it's been recently too. If I mess up on something, dude, I'll snitch myself out in a heartbeat, dude. I'll be like, oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry. Like I did do that, you know, and it's more so about making it right now than being so right to yourself, like saying like, oh, I'm in the right. No, it's about being right to the other person sometimes, bro, because like, it just is, you know. For me, it was like, dude, I told that white lie, man, and I started realizing I was cutting out meetings and other things, and then so I had to tell on myself. I had to say, you know, hey, I told a white lie, and I didn't really tell it to a person. I just lied on a background. They said, dude, why'd you do that? I'm like, I don't know, but how do I fix it? They said, you just did. You know, you just told me, you know.
That was something I started doing 3 or 4, maybe even longer than that. But like I pretty much stopped lying. There were so many times I just got caught and I was just so fucking sick of it. And it got to the point where, you know, before I quit drinking, before I quit using anything, the only person I was lying to was myself. You know, and I remember, you know, Austin Davis. He was the
shout out Austin Davis.
Swear to God.
Straight up.
And I've apologized to him for this.
Yeah.
But he was the only person who told me, like, as a friend, that I had a problem. And I remember we were sitting outside my job, and it was like 2 p.m. and I just got off work. And I was like, let's go tie one on. And I'm just sitting out in the parking lot, getting fucking loaded. And he was like, yo, I think you might have a problem. And I was like, I've got this under control. Thanks. And it was still like 2 years after that before I quit drinking.
Shit.
Like, yeah. And I've apologized to him since, because he's that must have taken some serious fucking guts. Because like, imagine any of your friends before you got really, really bad, you know what I mean? And trying to come to you and be like, yo, you got a fucking problem. Like, nobody wants to tell you that.
Fuck no.
Nobody wants to tell you that shit.
Spit in their face and kick them in the groin.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so the fact that he did that must have been, like, he must have cared a lot about me. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I love that. I love that motherfucker to death, dude. I owe him a lot, you know? And, but you know, it was just that. It was just lying to myself over and over and over again. Like, I don't have a problem. There's no problem here. I'm paying all my bills.
Right.
Like I've got food, you know, everything that I need. But I was just degrading and just, I mean, I'm sure you knew I had a problem way before I did.
For sure.
Yeah. It must have been super obvious to a lot of people.
Yeah. You know, I think I noticed it, you know, without getting into too much detail, but I noticed it when I would come over and that's all we were doing was drinking and having a good time every night on a weekday. I'm burnt.
What the fuck?
I'm just kidding.
All right, let's take a quick intermission. We're gonna come right back after these ads. Hey guys, I just want to take just a brief second to talk to you about my new project that's coming up. It's called Sober Knot. It's actually something that we've been planning on doing for quite a while. I won't get into all the details because we kind of talk about it in a Pod Daddies episode that's coming out soon. It's a narrative-driven kind of short film. So if you're interested in that, I'll have the date right here on when it comes out. And in addition to that, there will also be a new line of merchandise called Bricked. That's in support of not only the Sober Knot project, but also the SAFE project, which is a national charity for addicts. So if you're interested in checking that out, go to graymanmediaco.com. There should be an entire webpage dedicated specifically to the Sober Knot. You go check that out. So yeah, that's basically all we have for sponsors today, guys. So we'll get back to the interview. Uno, dos.
Tres. No bueno.
What's up, everybody? We back. All right, so now we're gonna talk about music because obviously, I mean, basically our entire lives, we've always been very creative people, but you've always leaned way more towards the music. I mean, I remember you. No one even believes me. I don't think. I remember you teaching me part of the riff of 96 Quite Bitter Beings on guitar.
Yeah.
Because you had learned it
Yeah.
from hearing it.
Yeah.
You didn't even learn it from like sheet music or anything. You just, so like, and that, how old were we? Like I must have been like 14, 15?
Yeah. I was
Which
young.
mean you were like
Yeah,
12, which is nuts.
Yeah.
So I mean like, so you've always been like a pretty gifted musical artist.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Whereas I kind of I always was more into like the film and stuff, but I did do music there for a little bit, for a while actually. But
He's the real goat.
but yeah, man. So I mean, I don't know how far back you want to go. I don't know where you want to start with it. But if you, I actually know the perfect place to start.
That's good.
Why don't you eat the that nut there?
Oh man.
And then
This is what?
and then, so that's level 2. So he's
that ain't nothing.
you got plenty of watermelon, right?
I don't know. I don't need. Yeah, no. But that's gonna hurt. That's carbonated.
There's some Dr. Pepper in there.
That makes it worse.
Man, I'm just trying to help. Shit. I ain't got milk for you yet. You're gonna need that later.
Yeah, milk's for yeah. Milk's for babies.
So,
Ain't no rest for the wicked.
I get it, because Cage the Elephant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I did that on purpose.
You're fucking fried.
All right, wait.
Hit it up. All right, so where do you want to start with the music?
I'm just telling you, it's pretty spicy. But what's that? What's the pepper's that?
There's probably some cayenne in there. There's probably some Trinidad scorpion.
There's definitely something in there.
Yeah. Here, I'll read it for you.
Go ahead, because I can't really talk. Go ahead.
Level 2. This is called Heat Level Mild Plus.
No way.
It's called Warming Up, Carolina Reaper plus Ghost Pepper.
Wait, why do you have? I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Why you have me eat that? I'm gonna eat the other one. And now
Well-
this one's gonna be even more. And now the other one's gonna be way hotter now.
Okay,
'cause
so
that one-
well, you got like 40 minutes.
no,
so,
it's not spicy at all.
level-
Really. It honestly tastes like it tastes like the thing from Taco Bell.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Which one?
the burrito thing.
Oh, okay.
The Fritos,
burrito.
but you can get the.
Did you know that's coming back?
I know,
Bro.
Yeah.
It's coming back in August. Beefy Crunch Burrito, Taco Bell, make it permanent, you stupid bitches.
Yeah.
All right, so look, here's the
hose.
So a little bit later, he's going to be, because he's decided that no one can outdo him, he's going to eat level 5, which is the death nut. Heat level is stupid hot. That's what it says on the box.
Oh,
And
it says that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It says 2 times Carolina Reaper, Moruga Scorpion,
Maruga.
13 million Scoville capsaicin crystals.
The fuck is that?
So I think a jalapeno is like 200
Oh, I love jalapenos.
Scoville.
Yeah.
So this is 13 million.
Times?
Well,
jalapeno?
a jalapeno is 200. And this is 13 million.
No shit.
In addition to that, because people have eaten that on the show.
Have they died?
No one's died on the show yet. You'd be the first.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna
important to say.
because
Yeah.
because I might.
So, and then he's
if I
decided.
die from eating I'm gonna be so mad.
So he's also decided that in addition to eating that nut, he wanted it covered in the bomb and the last dab. So after eating the level
I
2,
heard crickets.
how are you feeling about that? You
No,
still feel
that's good.
you still feel confident?
That ain't nothing. I didn't tell you right now.
All right, so why don't you take us through the journey of music here?
Okay. like biggest influences and stuff like that, or like my journey as far as like where I led to now.
Wherever you want to go, man.
All right.
Hey,
So
I'm here for the ride.
that's right. So yeah, dude. Me and you started doing music. You know, growing up, we were listening to Eminem and Dr. Dre and Snoop and everybody else.
Well, we started with rock. The Red Ruby Skulls. You forgot about that, didn't you? The Red Ruby Skulls.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay. We went from the Red Ruby Skulls to POTF put out the fire.
Yeah.
Gang life. Put out the fire, bro, because we had the heat and it was too damn hot.
Paul Kuiper was the one that came up with that.
Yeah, because I think we had so much heat. You know, at the time we had so much heat that it was just so fire. We got to have a fire truck put us out with a hose. You know, POTF put out the fire. Shout out. Yeah, man, POTF and we all started rapping and just, you know, skaters in the neighborhood, you know, started rapping and, you know, I started getting heavily influenced, I think, into listening more when I think you were listening more of Eminem and then I was too, but then I started in Dr. Dre and then I started listening to Dr. Dre's old albums.
Yep.
And, you know, Chronic album and, you know, 2001, yeah. And, you know, Snoop Dogg's albums, Gin and Juice, all this, you know, and I'm bumping it, you know, and I wasn't like a normal person with it when I was listening to the music because I also played guitar. I was able to basically quiet the vocals in my head to be able to hear the beat and be able to hear the melody on how the piano goes and how the melody goes and if there's enough bass and what kind of 808 kick they're using and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, you know, it was more so like, okay, I'm listening to this and how it is and how the ad-libs are, but I was never really listening to what they were speaking on or what they were saying. More so it was just like, okay, they're spitting fast. Excuse me, they're spitting fast. Yeah, they're spitting fast and and they got it going. So like I was like, I want to be like that. And so I started doing it. But then generations had changed because the way that I did it was like them. You know, kind of old school sounding and stuff like that. And when you got to the new age of music, people were coming out like Polo G and you know, and all these other people, man, and I was like, man, how am I gonna live up to sound like them or be like them? You know, because rap was always my thing, so was rock. But I was like, I don't know how to sound like them, so I practiced and wanted to be the best I could be. Once drove me to really drove me to want to be the person I am today. I had a different kind of voice on it than I used to. You know, it started becoming more ghetto, started becoming more this, and I was like, okay, man, I'm starting to sound more like these people. Why not sound like myself? So I started doing it. Now I don't give a fuck what kind of music I put out because I know for me that's just how I am. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna sound decent just because I've been doing it for a while, whether or not that's rock, country, rap, whatever.
Yeah, we were just bumping to some of your country music earlier before we started the show.
Shit's fire. New country album coming out. No, it's gonna be I was just doing an experiment. It's gonna actually be a country rap album. I was just trying to see if I could sing country enough for it. I guess it kind of worked out.
I was gonna say the boy from Kentucky.
It worked out. So yeah, man, I started when I was in California, started going
Don't you ever interrupt my show like that again. What? Go ahead. What happened?
Anyway, so I was going to you know, California, and I was like, man, I got you know, I started going to the studios out there and getting my music better, and then I lost a CD, dude. That was so gas, dude. I can't even remember half of the songs. So I lost the CD that we recorded in a fucking really nice studio, dude. Mojo Studios, shout out to them. Yeah, we were recording and they were playing this beat, and I started saying Gucci, Louis Vuitton up in my place. You don't care for my money, get out my face. Blue bands, all this money. And I was going in on it, and he was like, wait, hold up, say that again. And I was like, what'd I say? You know, and he told me, and I said, all right, bet. So we restarted the song, and it became really good. I started getting people listening to it and stuff. Down in California, it's a little different than out here. There's more opportunities to become famous, more, get your social media up, get out there more. And when you come to different states, it's kind of harder, especially if they're not as on the map as LA is.
Yeah.
So I knew that was going to be a struggle, me coming back anyways. Oh my God. Don't. I was in the middle of something.
Don't you ever.
For real. God, dude, I was really busy and then I lost my place of thought.
Well, you were saying that, Louisville's not really on the map.
It's not on the map, dude. Like we're like, the map is like broad, like some shoulders, it's big, but like, but then we're right here and the record labels and everything else is all the way on the whole other West Coast. So you're like, well, how's that going to happen besides Nashville, Tennessee? That's more for country music, I think.
We got East Coast stuff too.
Probably do.
New York.
Oh, yeah, New York.
We got stuff out of Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got Atlantic Records.
Texas is that's where Travis Scott came out of.
No shit?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Florida.
I did not know that.
Florida's always got like those. Shit, you had the St. Lunatics from fucking St. Louis. Nelly.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, we did. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of everywhere. I agree with
and
you,
Nappy
though.
Roots, too.
Yeah.
So they got famous from Atlantic.
I thought that
I'm
was
pretty
Louisville.
sure. Was it Louisville?
I thought Nappy Roots was Louisville. Maybe I'm tripping.
I don't remember.
But the point is, and you're correct, is that Louisville ain't really a hot spot for none of that.
No. And I feel like I had found my flow one night when I was like doing, okay, it's like math, bro. Like, I'm just going to get straight to it, bro. Rhyming is like math. Not math.
No, yeah, I got it.
We did enough of that. No, it's for real. It's like math, dude. So like there's like 2 bars and everything else that you have to do, but you rhyme in a certain way. So like you could do like in the cat with the black in the hat or something like that, and it's gonna flow because then it's gonna be fast and you're gonna be able to speed it down. Then you could go like, pharmaceutical company stimulates me mentally, coming off this rap shit when you're putting me down physically, subliminally, feeling like you're trapped in this reality. You see me when I'm coming, seeing blood is my analogy.
How is this math, bro?
Bro, because it is to me, bro. Whatever. It is to me. That's just math, bro. To get it just right, dude. No, for real, but I found my sound. I started going with it, made an EP. Album was pretty fire. I think so. I got 7 songs on there. But it was a different sound. It's more like I was in the studio just freestyling, and I ended up getting like some stuff down. I'm like, okay, write that down. I'm gonna make a song out of it, So it started becoming just second nature, just doing it. Now there's times now I have writer's block where I just can't think anymore. I feel like I've said a lot, of what I needed to say. So I don't, it's not that I can't make more music. It's that, the stuff that I don't want to keep talking about the same subject.
Yep.
I want to mix it up. So which brings me to my new song, Energy, which is about drugs and in the way that it is, the videos, like all these people in a club, having fun. Why I can't. and having fun. So, you know what I'm saying, you know, I wish I could get as high like you, you know, and it's a different feel, dude. It's more like a Mike Posner feel. It's not like a rap song. So it's a different kind of feel. So like, you know, I'm an artist of all suits. You know, I try to do a little bit of everything because that's how my music taste is all over the place anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was going to say, I think probably my favorite song that I've heard of yours was the one that we made the lyric video to. And it had very much a,
which one is that? That's the one with the graveyard thing?
yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's
It has like a Post Malone type feel to it.
yeah, I want to be able to tell you the name right now, bro. I'm really trying.
I mean, we can look it up.
It's fire, I think. You know, it needs to be redone on all the vocals and presets need to be redone. But the shit's pretty fire. Yeah, it's right there. Oh, Cursed Dreams. Cursed Up Dreams. When I cursed up dreams. I feel a certain type of way when I wake up.
I fuck with that song.
I do like that song. That one's, yeah, dude. That's Riley Wilds was one. Yeah, shout out to Riley Wilds.
Yeah. This is my favorite one. You're like, damn, he was on that song too. I didn't even remember.
That dude's gasoline. He's fire, bro. And he literally went in there when we did that song and just spit it. Like he didn't even have anything written, just went in on it. I'm like, and I'm like, oh shit, keep that going, bro. Keep going.
Look, see my fucking computer screaming at me to do my Japanese.
Japanese Douglas. Is that what it said? Douglas.
Duolingo.
Oh,
but yeah, man, I fuck with it, man. I like a lot of your a lot of the stuff that you put out, especially some of the newer stuff that I've heard. The music video that we just finished rapping last Sunday.
Be Like Me.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
It's fire.
Yeah.
That one bumps in your car. No, no, yeah, man, the inspiration behind that one was kind of Royce the 6ix9ine and Eminem type feel.
5'9".
Or yeah,
No, Royce the 5'9".
yeah, Royce the 5'9". I'm burnt, dude. But shout out to them, bro. Yeah, I kind of got the vibe. I can't remember what song it is where they're doing like the words are jumping and stuff.
I mean, that's a lot of them.
No, you know what I mean though. Like it's a fast lane.
Fast lane. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it a little different, but kind of like do like toot, you know what I mean? And it just came together. Yeah, it did, and I think that's one of the best ones I've ever written. Bars is too. I would like to say I can remember half of my lyrics, but I was loaded through like more than like 60 songs. So like he has to remind me, bro, and be like, yo, like fucking up. You can't remember that shit.
It's funny when I tell people, because of course now I'm a completely different person than I was.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tell people, I'm like, yeah, I used to rap. I'm like, what? No, you didn't. Like,
He's the real goat.
I'm like, bro, shut up.
Bars.
I was like, bro, I had over 100 songs. And like, I did so many of them with my brother. You remember Don't Stop, Just Go?
I remember. I almost spit this because I remember this shit. And it's crazy that I remember this shit out of everything. It goes, what to take advantage of the people that were nice. Maybe he did it once, 3 times, twice. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you're not good. People don't listen to me. They listen to Redwood. Don't stop.
What was that one? Oh, yeah, that was that one.
At what you do, be yourself and just stay cool. Riding down the path of rap is great, but you're going to have to live with the critics and the hate.
That's you remember every word.
And I said, do what you do and you'll succeed. SUCCEED.
Yeah.
Writing down the alphabet ABC, DEFGHIK. Oops, my bad. I forgot the J. Yo, I was like, when I was rapping that recently, and I was like, Yo, dude, I did forget the J. Yo, I went straight to the dope. Yo, for real. No, but for real, that shit was sick.
Yeah.
Yo,
There's some crazy shit. Bro, we were fucking making music on our fucking porch steps. On a fucking GarageBand microphone with a piece of shit laptop that we bought from a fucking pawn store on Bardstown Road right across from us. You know, yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
That's how we started, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I gotta redeem myself because that
was trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was also like on the first project me and you ever like really, really worked on.
I was probably like 12.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. So you've talked about your journey through becoming the man you are today via drug use and now your newfound path of sobriety. Mm-hmm. And you've talked about your path through music. It's time for you to eat the nut.
Oh man, dude, I feel my arms. I'm telling you right now,
Bro, we got a killer workout in.
Dude, I went to sleep for 3.5 hours.
I feel great. We going tomorrow?
Yeah. Wait,
it's just cardio tomorrow.
Yeah, in the morning.
In the morning, yeah.
I'm working. What is this again?
All right, so it's the level 5 death nut.
I'm just gonna swallow this shit.
Mixed with here.
Can I just take it like a pill?
Take some of this so you can actually get some of that sauce in there.
Oh. Yo, how bad?
Bro, Kyle Wolf, rest in peace, my boy, but he snorted fucking red pepper flakes at Barano's on fucking Bardstown Road with us.
I just know because this is gonna suck. I mean, I'm not mad about it. I just know it's gonna suck. Like I just know it's gonna suck because the two wasn't. How much is this?
Oh, it's a lot. Yeah, millions and millions of Scovilles.
It's gonna hurt later.
I believe in you.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. Don't even think about it, bro.
Fuck me, dude. Oh, fuck me, dude. That's like, oh. I have to chew that shit, man. I wish I should have just swallowed that shit, man.
Talk me through it. What's going on? How is it?
Just wait a minute, dog. Just give me a fucking second. That's... Oh, now it's getting worse. Dog, why'd you do this to me, dog? Come on.
All right, what's it like?
Like I'm having indigestion automatically.
You salivating?
A lot.
Yeah, you can see the sweat coming up on your cheeks.
I'm sweating, I'm crying. I'll tell you this. That's a bad idea, homie. Oh, this wasn't right.
Here, get some.
No. It was for the week. I'm a sense.
All right. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to look in that camera right there. I want you to give 16-year-old Chandler some advice real quick. Hold up.
Hey, just keep doing what you're doing, dog, because you rock. Yo, I'm not. Ding! Yo,
I don't know if they're gonna be able to see you.
I'm telling you.
Get lower.
Oh my God, it's getting worse. Oh, fucking Christ's sake. It's still in my fucking teeth, man. Dude, my lips turned numb. I can't even. I could probably stick my.
Oh shit.
Oh man, I could probably stick a.
Yeah.
Your turn. You got it, homie.
No way. I'm too much of a
Dude,
bitch.
it feels like
You're seeing God.
what is that? Okay. No, I don't want that yet.
This is lemon
I need
water.
to feel every bit of this.
You sadist.
I'm telling you, this is a.
Oh fuck.
It feels like my tongue got ran over. Dude, it feels like my tongue. Oh. It's not going away, dude. I thought it'd be gone by now. Holy shit, dude. Is my lips big? They look fucking huge. I feel huge, dude. My lips feel huge. My eyes are watering, dude. I'm seeing God. Seeing the other side.
Oh my God.
I should have snorted that.
No, what the fuck?
Yo. Oh, man.
Yeah.
And no one did that?
No one's done
Give
that.
me more.
What is wrong with you?
I'm out, dude. The whole world. Oh, my God. Dude, it's just not right. Feeling.
Drink some of that. It'll help.
Is there hot sauce in this, too?
Nah, I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do you like that.
Oh, it feels good in my lips.
All right. Chandler, tell them where they can get your music. Tell them where they can get your music.
Oh, man. You can get... you can look up Ace Young, ACEYUNG, no space, all undercase. Get my music on YouTube. Same thing for oh my God, same thing for SoundCloud. Yeah, SoundCloud. You'll find me, dude. Just go look. You don't really gotta look that hard. Go find it. Yeah.
Thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for giving me the peanut that ruined my life.
All right, that's it. Well, I guess I'll see y'all next year. The next time I do this fucking crazy ass show, man.
Sure, appreciate y'all.
All right, fucking.